Down too much. Let's get into one of my favorite segments of the show, the things we forgot to tell you last week. This is where we go around telling you about stuff that happened last week that hopefully has some impact in your life this week. But this is like fresh off the press. You guys have to see this. I'm going to turn off the volume because I'm not sure if there's copyright on this. I'm pretty sure it does. But there's this senator from Arizona who basically, his name's Paul Gozer. He's a scumbag type dude. Like he actively tries to work with the most horrible people. And what you're seeing here is him superimposed on top of Attack on Titan, which is an anime. Definitely not part of my favorite tiers, but you know, it's an anime nonetheless. And he's superimposed himself, put all these people who are trying to get into the country illegally, and like it's just personifying poor people with gangsters and criminals and just it's just such misinformation, and it's just that whole glorification of America imperialism that just doesn't sit well. And he has some of the worst people, so it's like superimposed on the heroes. Like it's always crazy to me how like these people think they're like cool, but anyway, he took this down. But basically Twitter flagged this for violence because he's basically assassinating AOC and Joe Biden. And it's just crazy to think like these people are in charge of making critical decisions without ever once realizing like we spent $7 million on an audit for his state and he spoke nothing of it. So where's your integrity in your post for that? Like, he's just a scumbag dude. Can't really expect much from him. It's tragic, to be honest. But it does lead me to the question about this narrative. I've never seen that, as dumb as that is, I've never seen the Democrats do something on par. I mean, I don't know if I would want them to do something as cringy as that, but it's better than the shit they're doing right now, right? Like, is definitely better than that shit. So it makes you kind of wonder, like, what's it gonna take for us to put a dent in the armor or get imposed? Because after last week, which is where we lost Virginia and a host of other small spots, but we got a few like spots to hold on. But what it showed was there was a decrease in effort from the Democrats. They couldn't get people out to vote in droves. They couldn't get people engaged. They couldn't keep people engaged. Like, we nearly lost New Jersey. New Jersey, we won by like 19 points or 16 points with Biden just a week ago. And we're now struggling, biting at the bitch, trying to figure out. And you have to understand, messaging is key. Messaging is key for Republicans because Republicans do not need to have any policies. They've never worked on policies. Since the radical rights of imposed, like the Mitch McConnell started to get their footing, those people, since 9/11, Republicans have needed less and less policies and laws because they understood through a gift and a curse through 9/11 that making people scared is more important, and making people scared, like they realize making people scared is more valuable than policy. Remember, critical race theory is a college level course taught in colleges with thoughts of it being introduced to high level seniors in high school who have ambitions of going to college. Keep this in mind. They managed to win an election in Virginia using critical race theory, a course that is currently never going to be taught in their kids' classes. But that's the trope. That's the get. You get a bunch of dumb people to be afraid about education they'll never receive, and you got your voters blocked. And shout out to all the, and once again, this is why you gotta pick your people, because a lot of people conflate like, oh, women's rights and things like this. The driving force for that Virginia win was white, uneducated women. And there's this crazy picture of like this Alabama lady, I think the governor, like a passport. I'm not sure if it's her, but it's just crazy to see. So it's just something to think about while we're out here on these streets. Messaging for Democrats. What is going to be the messaging for Democrats? This story kind of took off. Clark County DA breaks down new charges filed against ex-Raider Henry Ruggs. The Raiders are really getting beat the fuck up in Vegas. This might not have been the best move for them. Like, I don't know if this was the right move for them, because first they got their coach exposed as a racist. Then this idiot, and I heard like somebody brought out a gun. Like two people have been arrested or fired for bringing out a gun. It's just like, maybe the city of sin is exposing these people. There's too much sin on the Raiders team for them to be in the city of sin. But this was a really tragic accident, and further proof that you can take people out the hood, but you can't take the hood out people, because there's no way. As a person who, and this is a little insight, I played in the NFL. You were given $500 a week in spending money for transportation. And that was accumulative every week, because part of keeping up the team's image is going out and looking cool and being seen. It's part of this, a big production. Uber, Lyft, private limousine, party bus, teammates. Let your baby mama drive. Let a stranger, a fan, drive your ass home. Let anybody drive your dumb ass home. Walk. No, this fool had to go like 161 miles or something like that. He ended up killing a woman and her dog. He's probably going to go to jail for like 20 years. And I'm okay with that. Actually, no, I'm not. Maybe a year. I just don't know. His life's over. But if he does get out if he doesn't go to jail, over under 3 years, he gets back into the league. Because if you can beat your wife, if you can beat your wife and get out of it, I mean, Ray Lewis has a statue built of him. The one dude, the running back, he beat his wife. The Manning brother with the big head, he made a girl kill herself in college. Roethlisberger's raped someone. Like, hey, these people are good. Hey, you know what? Caitlyn Jenner did the same thing, and she won Woman of the Year award. But the one thing that this dude doesn't have is boobs and white skin, and that's why he's fucked. But speaking of guys that are fucked, Barstool CEO Portney denies rape allegations in scathing hit piece report. This is super interesting because this guy was like the front face, and he was very upcoming and forward, but he basically described the situation so forwardly. Like, it was a part of me that was like, man, I want to believe this guy up front, because he was just so forthcoming with information. But there's still a lot to be told. But like, Barstool is known for their shock jock pieces, so it's kind of weird to see the CEO who's made money off of hit pieces get mad that a hit piece was made about him with some very serious allegations. But ultimately, we're gonna wait to see what information comes out. More information comes out. This has been buried. Like, it came out on like Monday, and I haven't, like, it came out last week Thursday or last week Friday. I haven't heard anything about it. So I'm interested to see more. Like, once again, it's that divisive culture. Same thing with Blizzard, that Blizzard Activision that's been going on. Like, these super toxic male cultures. And hey, no guilt or innocence here. We'll wait to see what happens. But I'm parched. Uno momento. Refreshing. I broke my original water bottle. Broke my heart. Got me out here with this colorful shit. As employers struggle to fill jobs, teens come to the rescue. This is sad as fuck, because they are considering in these smaller towns, in these smaller cities, of letting children, teenagers, who should be either resting studying, doing homework, enjoying themselves, because we don't want to pay adults living wages. Companies are saying, hey, fuck it, why don't we make the kids work again? Why don't we disregard the Child Labor Act laws of the past and bring back those days? Paying kids cheaper and less is more important. It's more important. And all you have to do is take one look at like a picture of from like 1912 and seeing a kid covered in soot, like he's pretending to be blackface, from sweeping up chimneys. Or kids with missing fingers because they could fit into compartments in train stations to repair trains. This is how it starts. Can't pay an adult living wages. Like there was this past summer, it was the lowest outcome for students. Like when you think about pizza delivery boys, think about this in context. Like how bad is our economy? You can't even call a pizza delivery boy anymore. It's a grown ass man. It's a 40-year-old dude, full beard, bringing you your Domino's, cause fuck Papa John's. Like that's a thing. I haven't seen a delivery boy since I was a delivery boy, and it only lasted like 3 days, cause that shit sucked. And DoorDash quit sending me that damn commercial. I'm not taking people food because one, I don't know if your food would make it. How am I? DoorDash people do have a lot of strength not to eat that food because it could have been me. Let's talk about Karen Rodgers. What up, Karen Rodgers? You know, my partner on the Instagram, Eric, he made a video about Aaron Rodgers being attacked by the woke mob. And how Aaron Rodgers is being a stand-up guy, right? Aaron Rodgers is being persecuted. Aaron Rodgers is being treated worse than Jim Crow days black folks. Woe is me, Karen Rodgers. Karen done fucked up and he knows it. That's why he's out here putting out these pseudo apologies. Because if Karen Rodgers is anything, he's a Karen. And there's one thing we know about all Karens. They think it's all about them. Karen Rodgers lied about his medical status. He could have done a number of things. Next question. I don't speak about my personal medical decisions. I don't speak about other people's personal medical decisions. I will not be answering this question. Karen Rodgers could have done any one of those things. He could have had some balls. He could have been a leader. But he opted out to be a sorry, sad bag of disappointments. No leadership, no accountability, no self-respecting man would cower in that moment. And this is why I give Kyrie the benefit of at least standing in his resolve. Because he didn't hide, he didn't deflect, he gave you what he felt, and he's handling the consequences. But Karen Rodgers didn't want to do that because he thinks he's better than people. He thinks he's better than Lamar Jackson. He thinks he's better than the Vikings quarterback, who is so irrelevant, I don't know his name. He thinks he's better than Cole Beasley. But more importantly, the person he thinks he's better than, but keeps proving he's not, is Tom Brady. Because championship quarterbacks get vaccinated. I'm just saying. You could be the MVP all you want. But ask me how many times you've won MVP. I don't know. Ask me how many rings you got. One. Ask me how many Tom Brady has. I think he got 6 or 7. But he got more than you. He got more than you. You're not a critical thinker. You're an idiot. You play football. The greatest, and that is what you are great at. And I'll give you that, Karen. I'll give you that. You are great at football. But when it comes to medical science, you are an idiot. And that's something you have to come to terms with. Because there's no world, there's no universe that you walk into where your free thought experiments make you better than scientists and doctors who have gone to school for multiple years to figure this situation out. You admittedly got information from a dude who said he was an idiot, Joe Rogan. And you bragged about that. You bragged about that like that was I got my medical advice from Joe Rogan. You have healthcare that people on this planet would literally die for. And you throwing that shit in the gutter to own the libs. Says he doesn't want to make this political, as he uses a political statement by Dr. Martin Luther King, the disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourself. I saw the little flat earth jab you threw at Kyrie. No, you're just as fucking ridiculous. If not worse, because at least Kyrie owns it. You don't want to be held accountable. You're a fucking baby, bro. You are a fucking baby. It's disgusting. And let's be real. He didn't hold the line. This wasn't about personal responsibility, because if he was doing this for the right things, he wouldn't have gone to Hawaii. He wouldn't have lied about it. He wouldn't have been going to these press conferences without his mask on. He just wanted to prove he was better. And shame on the NFL and NFLPA for not reprimanding him. They lost the game because of him, because the Chiefs were horrible. I thought the Chiefs were going to blow them out. The Chiefs actually played horribly. So he lost his team a game, and if NFL doesn't come out and suspend him for 4 games, the NFL is going to further solidify that people like Aaron Rodgers live above the law, live above the standard. And that's not equal. That's not fair, because I can think of someone who did a protest that did nothing and hurt nobody. It was silent. He got his recommendations from veterans. He got his recommendation from the NAACP. He was cheered on and rooted on by fans, supporters. He took a knee. Colin Kaepernick. His protests hurt nobody. And he was blackballed out of the league. If Aaron Rodgers if it can be proven that Aaron Rodgers, through association and reckless endangerment, caused the death or loss of work to a player, a staffer, a fan, Aaron Rodgers should be held accountable 110%. The league needs to make an example out of him, because he's a coward. Where was all that bravado and boast from a week ago, when you lost a game, lost a paycheck, and lost some sponsors? If you're not going to do anything constructive for the people and the betterment of the people, shut the fuck up and throw touchdowns, bro. Just throw touchdowns. You're good at it. Stay in your lane, or rather stay between the hedges. Useless.
I thought this was a joke. I honestly thought someone was trolling me, but they're not. I had to go do my own research, and I found the video. Brace your.
I don't know how long this has been playing. How long has this been playing?
Sie hat nur wenig Zugang zu nahrhaften Leben.
I thought this was a joke. I honestly thought someone was trolling me, but they're not. I had to go do my own research, and I found the video. Brace yourself.
Sie hat nur wenig Zugang zu nahrhaften Lebensmitteln. Ihre schlechte Ernährung kann zu Diabetes, Herzkrankheiten und einer teuren Abhängigkeit vom Staat führen. 49 Millionen Amerikaner leiden unter Lebensmittelunsicherheit. Sie sind hungrig nach mehr als nach der nächsten Mahlzeit. Sie sind hungrig nach einem Wechsel. Amerika braucht unsere Hilfe. Jetzt.
I have no words. I have no fucking words. None. No.
I thought this was a joke.
I thought this was fake too. Then I did this research, and I still don't know if it's real or not. But then I found it was like there's a group actually attributed to this. Like but while the ad includes a plea to Germans to help feed Americans and was in the German language, it was in fact paid for by US-based campaign Greater Nation Eats. German for American was one of the 3 ads running. Yeah, because I saw the Chinese one was the one that I saw. Awareness of numbers of Americans who struggle to eat nutritious diets. A nutritious diet. First broadcast in 2015, the ad shared messages of ending food hunger in the U.S. Other videos include voiceovers in Mandarin Chinese. Yeah, that was the one I saw. And Slovenian as well as similar statistics from the same poll. So I guess it is real, but it's old, but it's just resurfaced. But it's still a crying shame, and it's still an issue for us in America. Like in America, we are still struggling with this. So like, watch what you eat, man. Like you don't have to eat out every day. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to eat out every day, but definitely watch eat some greens, man. Get some vegetables in you. Get something else on you. This was a disappointing story. Georgia woman says she received $700 ER bill despite leaving without any treatment. And this is America. Boom, boom. This is America. Like, what did you expect? You will be charged $700 for a stay fee. This is what she was charged for. It was just one line item stay fee. $700 for staying in the ER. And this is to deter homeless people. This is to deter homeless people from coming to the ER and saying, oh, I have a stomach ache, and getting a warm place to live for the night on those cold nights. Our medical system is fucking trash. But our housing system is trash too. It's crazy that this is like a thing that we have to go through, but let's see what they have to say here. A Georgia woman who says she left an emergency room after waiting for hours to be seen, but despite the lack of treatment, a $700 bill still showed up in her mailbox. Taylor Davis told WAGA TV she suffered a head injury in July and went to Emory Decatur Hospital only to find the ER packed. I sat there for 7 hours, Davis said. There's no way I should be sitting in an emergency room for 7 hours. Davis said she didn't have her vitals taken. She didn't hear her name called, and no one saw her for her injury. Finally, she got up and left. Damn. That's crazy. To her surprise, a couple of weeks later, the Emory healthcare bill arrived. Convinced it was possibly a clerical error, she contacted the hospital and received an email telling her the emergency room fee is applied before someone is seen by a doctor. That is trash. This is a hospital protocol, the email read. Sorry about that, but the balance is valid. Davis says she now hesitant to go to ER knowing she can be charged hundreds of dollars before receiving treatment. The hospital system sent the following statement to WAGA. Emory Healthcare takes all patients' concerns seriously and appreciates this has been brought to our attention. Our team is currently looking into the matter and will follow up directly with the individual. Reached Emory Monday, but did not hear back from her. So this is like disgusting. And it took this, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna waive the bill because now they're getting bad blood. But this also brings about something that I always say: if you don't have insurance or whatever, fuck that system, right? Fuck those people at the hospital, because lie, cheat, steal. I don't give information till nothing. I don't confirm nothing. And this is me being facetious. I have insurance, so it doesn't matter. But if you don't have insurance and you just need to get something done and you worried about them bills, lie, cheat, steal, man. Fuck them. Because because you pay too much in taxes. We pay too much in taxes for us not to have a situation better than this. So fuck them people. Oh, what about the nurses and all that? The money ain't going to the nurses. It's going to the CEO. Fuck them. Oh no, ad blocker. Ad blocker. All right, you got me. I'll refresh. I actually like this story, so that's the only reason why I keep it. So this is an interesting story. Don't let anybody ever tell you TikTok isn't informational and educational, because kidnapped North Carolina teen found after using TikTok hand sign to alert she was in danger. And this was the scumbag dude that kidnapped her.
Teenager. He was captured in Kentucky after his alleged 16-year-old victim made a hand gesture popularized on TikTok that alerts people of domestic abuse. A quick-thinking motorist recognized the signal and took action.
What the TikTok hand gesture is you tuck your thumb in and you wrap your forefingers around it and you release, tuck your thumb in, wrap your fingers around it and release, back and forth.
Deputy Sheriff Gilbert Achardo explained the hand signal used by the distressed teenager who was sitting beside her abductor in his vehicle.
We think that the suspect just thought that she was waving at individuals because she was in the front seat where he was.
An alert motorist saw the signal and called police, giving the dispatcher mile marker updates that allowed police to set up a roadblock and make the arrest. The signal was created by the Canadian Women's Foundation in response to a surge in domestic violence. The signal becoming increasingly popular on TikTok, but not widely known.
The use of the TikTok hand signal signifying I'm in trouble, I need help, was a...
This is a lovely story. I think this is a good thing, right? Oh, Bumfuzzle, what's going on, man? Bumfuzzle, hey, everybody, clap it up for Bumfuzzle. He came through. This is an interesting story. This is something I saw on TikTok like 3 weeks ago and didn't really pay any mind to it, but I was like, oh, but like if I'd seen it, it would have jarred my memory. This dude actually kidnapped this girl like a few weeks ago and was like holding her at her family's house, and it wasn't until the family realized that she was underage that they were trying to report him. But it's like weird sus ass people in this world, man. But I'm happy they found her. Happy she made it out alive. Stop talking to people on the internet twice your age, people. Biden infrastructure bill, high cost, little reward. What a statement, because the infrastructure bill passed, and while it's important that we got some of these things done, there's a lot of things that weren't done. There's a lot of things that could have been done. Like the fact that there's possibly a memo sitting on this guy's desk that says he can wipe out all student debt since it's under federal withholdings. A fact that there's a lot of what pressure? What is the point of being the leader of the party if you cannot get your leader, your party members to conform? Like Biden is showing extremely weak leadership because he doesn't have the wherewithal, it seems, to get Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin to conform. We're talking about a bill that is are allocating money for shit that was agreed upon years ago. Like our new shit can't even get on the ballot because we're too busy dealing with this old shit. And it's like, what's it come to? Like, when are we going to step up and say, like, this is an important matter. This is important enough for us to make a point of it and actually focus in on it. When are we going to do that? But basically, I think the squad withheld their votes, what they should, because it was stripped clean and they held themselves on a moral standard. But I think they're withholding it because they want to do things through the reconciliation bill where it's just all of them. But once again, you have the Christian Cinemas and the Joe Manchins. So a lot of people are going to probably target Joe, AOC, and the squad for withholding their votes. I don't know if they did. I can't really confirm, but I believe they withheld their votes. And I hope that they see that a big part of this is because the Democratic Party in itself is in shambles, because they're either like, we need to split the party or we need to do something where we can generate something. And my proposal is we get the most popular man in the world to run for the liberal left, which is going to be The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, People's Elbow. It was named that for a reason. And the final story of this segment, we're going to talk about Big Bird. Now, I want y'all to know something. Sesame Street goes hard. And that block is the realest. Gang bangers killers. Is what you would think would be happening there based on how many Republicans were in a tussle or got their feathers in a bunch because Big Bird, he's not an imaginary character. Well, he's a real, what would you call this thing? Big Bird. A not real life Big Bird. Rather, a man or a woman in a costume that is being portrayed or acted upon by a script or predetermined lines on a syndicated, nationally publicated TV show that's government owned. Big Bird got vaccinated against COVID-19, drawing the outrage of Republicans. Ted Cruz, who is a smart guy because he went to an Ivy League school, but he plays dumb, says Big Bird's coming over to vaccinate our kids. And he just thinks he's funny. That's what he thinks. He thinks he's funny, thinks he's cool, but he's really just dumb. But Big Bird's been doing this since smallpox and MMR, polio. Like, he's literally been doing this for years. And canonically, Big Bird's between the ages of 5 and 11. So he's just a kid. And of course, Republicans who are picking on him are doing it because that's the only people they know how to bully. Kids. But no, seriously, go get your kids vaccinated. Stop being stupid. And for everything else in meantime, hey, that's the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is the things we forgot to tell you last week. There's something I forgot to tell you guys. Is there something you want to tell me about Karen Rodgers? Don't hesitate. Leave it in the description below. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all see the sign. You can find us on a plethora of platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Facebook, TikTok, IG, Twitter. We're everywhere like Visa.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right.